When we gather for the Eucharist, we gather because that's where we belong. And when we enter the community, often as a holy water fountain, you bless yourself, is a reminder that you were baptized to belong to this group. And I don't only belong to the group, but I am recommitting myself that I am for the group. I am with the group. And on behalf of the group, I will leave and go because I belong to others. That's really what Jesus came to tell us. And the question in the readings today is, who belongs? How do you know you belong? There's a lot about cutting off hands and feet and plucking out eyes if they're a cause of sin. The question is an act a sin? I remember I went to a Jesuit Catholic high school, and in senior year, we had a whole course, just for, I should say for the semester, on sexuality and chastity, and going through all the sins and everything. And one of the big questions was, how long should one kiss last? It was a very important question in the 50s. Whether you should kiss at all was a big question. And so we debated, and then it was revealed to us that one kiss should last for as long as you could say grapefruit. Now that's a pretty short kiss. So because we were a bunch of budding Jesuits and lawyers, we figured if you took a real deep breath, you could say grapefruit for a very long time, which made it possible to kiss for a very long time. Hard to kiss when you're thinking of grapefruit, that's true. But we didn't want to sin by an act, but if you could dig around the act a little bit. So what Jesus is saying, if your hand causes you to sin, cut it off. Well, what he's saying to the Jewish community, his followers were Jewish, of course, said, if your hand keeps you from keeping the law, cut it off. Because the question is, are acts sinful? Where do your actions come from? Where do our actions come from? They come from attitudes. So are attitudes sinful? Maybe. But how do you form attitudes? How do you form attitudes? And I think it's how you answer questions. And how you answer certain questions will form your attitude. What is this? Oh, this is a throwaway. Then you'll throw it away. If this is junk, it's how you answer it. Is this a flower or a weed? How do you answer that question will determine an attitude which will be reflected in acts. So answers, attitude, action, 3 A's. So you got to ask the question, who is that? Who am I? To whom do I belong? To whom does she belong? To whom do they belong? To whom did he belong? Whose fingerprints are on there? So we answer the question reverently. And if you can accept the answer, now maybe you don't like the answer. She is mine. No, she's not. He belongs to me. They belong to me. No. Your answer then will create an attitude of power and dominance and irreverent actions. So, what is my hand? What is my foot? What is my eye? Those are gifts from God. She is a gift from God. She is God's child. These little children, the unborn, the elderly, the forgotten, who are they? To whom do they belong? How I answer that question will form my attitude toward them, and my actions will flow from that attitude. So, to whom do I belong? Who has the Spirit? And Jesus talks about his name. Do you belong to me? Then it won't be, is this sinful or is that sinful? Not the action, but the action has roots. It's very important to take time not to look at your actions. Are your actions sinful? When we prepare for the sacrament of reconciliation, were my actions sinful, or were my attitudes distorted by how I answered questions? What is this? This is alcohol. This is sugar. This is whatever. Do I answer it correctly? Or do I answer it the way that will make my actions not seem sinful? So we don't cut off our hand because that belongs to a body that belongs to Jesus. And we extend that hand to receive again in the Eucharist that I belong to Jesus. This is my body. It's not my body. This body is not just mine. I've said it before. It belongs, my body belongs to you, to the people to whom I am sent. I am not mine. I don't answer that question. Who am I? I am mine. That's the second word that little kids learn when they're growing up. Mine. The first word, of course, is no. And they've answered, what is this? This is mine. Now, nothing is mine. Everything is ours. When you answer that question, who am I? Then we have an attitudinal prayer, or an attitudinal disgust, or disgrace. I am nothing. I am worthless. You better keep asking that question and praying with it, because Jesus is trying to, in the Eucharist, in the Word, saying, let me again tell you who you are, that you might answer the question more gracefully, more gratefully, and then more generously. I keep my hand, my eye, my feet, my heart, my life, because it's not mine. It belongs to Jesus. And Jesus belongs to you. We receive it, and we distribute. It's the Eucharistic way. So, who's got the Spirit? How did they answer the question? And the actions will reveal the attitude.